Hey folks, I'm Aslin Bloor and welcome to a very brand new series from AZ Entertainment called Fun Fabulous Food Down Under with AJ from Conjurup. Now before we go to AJ in Australia, let's go say a quick hi to our panelists. Let's say hi to the gorgeous Brittany.
Hi guys, I'm Brittany M. I have a cooking website called Cooking with Brittany, so you can always check me out there. And I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah, as we all are, right? And of course, you all know Michelle. Hi, Michelle. How are you tonight?
Hi, folks. It's me, Michelle, again, from France, and I'm also a food blogger. I'm also the owner of the company here, webkiss.fr. If you want to know something about that, just please go on our website. But I'm so happy to be in Australia with AJ again, and with you, Aslin. You are so pretty, and you are gorgeous, Brittany, gorgeous.
Oh yeah, Brittany gets gorgeous, I get pretty. Ha!
I'll take it.
We head on over to Australia to meet AJ. Hi AJ, what's the time over there right now?
I am estimating about 6 a.m. But we have to work on a world clock because we're always ahead of everyone else.
Absolutely. So I remember you said you left a message yesterday and you said, can we hang out tomorrow? And I'm thinking, what do you mean hang out? We're having a show tomorrow. Of course, your Sunday is still my Saturday, but whatever. Anyway, tell us what you're cooking today.
Okay, so today we're going to, Australia is famous for its produce. Everything, we're very blessed. We've got the most amazing meat, we've got the most amazing seafood, but we also have amazing fruit and vegetables. We don't have a lot of imports. Generally things that are imported are out of season. So if you eat here, you're best to eat what's in season. Saying that, I'm bearing in mind that you're going into, in the Northern Hemisphere, you're going into autumn. So I've got something that will be absolutely delicious for you. We are going to cook these lovely lamb cutlets. And I've been to the butcher and I've asked him to give me perfect cutlets.
Okay.
And what he has done is he has trimmed them down. So that usually they've got fat up to here. But he's trimmed them down roughly, and just, if you give them a scrape like this, you will get all of that excess off and you'll have a perfect cutlet to present.
Okay. It's usually, the fat usually goes right to the top of what you're scraping down now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I've trimmed them a little bit, and I'm just going to put them in a pan, and I'm using a non-stick pan because lamb generally has a pretty high fat content on the outside. The meat itself is rather lovely. So we're going to put on some cutlets.
AJ, can I just ask you to move that cooker, the hob, slightly to your right? Because when we did the camera angle, we weren't taking into account Brittany, were we? She wasn't in. Brittany, as usual, jumps in sort of 10 seconds before we go live. That's it, perfect.
Okay, so I'm also going to make with it a lovely fennel. Now, this fennel is just delicious in a salad. It's very big because we're at the end of the season for fennel, so they're big. But you should be able to get lovely little fennel. And if you slice them terribly finely, and for that I use a mandolin, which is a weapon of destruction, and you need to be careful with it. I'll also use red onion, and I'm also going to make some apple batons. Now what I've done is I've just peeled a Granny Smith apple and I've put it in acidulated water, and all that is water that I've put a bit of vinegar in. I've used organic apple cider vinegar, but you can use lemon juice, and the whole idea of that is to stop the apple going brown, and it allows you to just make it a little bit ahead because that could be a little bit tricky. And we're also going to put a bit of mint with it. And the dressing is something that you'll really love. It is beautiful Australian gourmet olive oil from Kangaroo Valley. And at some stage in the future, I'll go down there and have a chat with Brenda, and we'll go around her farm and I'll bring you some pictures of that.
Wow.
And also, this is what I'm using in the dressing. It's a pomegranate syrup.
Okay.
Can you see that there?
Yes, we can. It's for cocktails generally, is it? Is it generally used for cocktails?
I'm sorry?
I associate that brand with cocktails.
I don't know, but it's great in a dressing.
Okay. Cool.
I use
So
it
tell us.
with that little bit of tang and sweetness.
Okay.
But yes, cocktails. I just got it.
Okay.
So we'll be using
AJ, if I can interrupt you for just 1 minute. So tell us all together, what are you cooking for us today? We've seen the bits and pieces. As a whole, what's the dish?
Oh, as a whole, beautiful lamb cutlets with a fennel, apple, red onion, and mint salad.
Excellent. Wonderful. Looking forward to it.
In on wow with that.
Okay, sounds good. So you're already burning. Sorry,
I'm not
burning.
Well, you want them to be a bit brown on the outside.
Definitely.
So let's get on with the salad. What I've done is I've already sliced up the fennel, which will be nice, and I'm now going to just do a little bit with the apple. And with the apple, just excuse me 1 moment.
Okay, while AJ goes off, I'll just say hello to a few people. We've got Elena Bellamerti, we've got Morris, Anthony from Singapore, Yvonne, Jamal, everybody saying hi to the first episode ever.
So to make you batter, just cut a side off the apple, cut the cheek off the apple so you've got a piece that's sort of basically the same thickness. I would tell you that I tend to be more rustic because for me it's not terribly important that everything's identical. And in this salad, because it's only going to be a small salad, I'm going to cut these a little bit smaller.
Okay. Now I'm just going to ask you, AJ, to repeat the name of the dish again. Yvonne Rivero's just come in and she missed it.
Oh, okay. We're going to do some beautiful lamb cutlets, and we're going to do a fennel, green apple, red onion, and mint salad, which will marry perfectly with it. And it's got a lovely dressing that's got some pomegranate syrup in it, so it's a lovely tangy dressing.
Okay, great. And the cutlets, we see that you've got them in the pan, in the frying pan. You didn't add anything. You didn't season them, did you?
I didn't season them. I like to season after I cook.
Okay, all right. Cool.
There's a continuous debate on that.
Mm.
I think probably it does depend on the day with me.
Mm.
But today I consciously thought about it and thought, no, I'll do it afterwards.
Okay.
Because they're really beautiful, sweet baby lamb. And I just want that lamb flavour to come through, and I think I'll season afterwards, and it should be perfectly fine.
Mm. Okay.
How did you brown your cutlets like that, AJ? Did you put some butter in the oil, or just?
No. What I do, Michelle, is I pick up the cutlet and I use the fat on the pan.
Ah, okay.
Because that way you get the continuous flavour.
Okay. I use duck fat or goose fat or butter. When I cook,
it won't burn then.
Yeah, when I cook, I usually I mix butter with oil, and that can really give a beautiful color to your meat.
Now, if you hear a yelp, it just means that I've had a very bad accident.
Oh,
Yeah, this is.
All right, mandolin sharp things and we don't go together too well.
What?
I love
Okay,
me.
what here with those sizzling?
Yeah. What were you saying, Brittany?
I was just saying, I love mandolins. I use those things all the time. I love those.
You. I tell you a gory story. Okay, when I was, I don't know, early 20s, whatever. I was baking something at home, and I was using this sharp grater. I think I was doing pineapple or something. And ooh, I cut my finger right down to the bone, right down to the knuckle. I had to go get it sorted out. I mean, I'm not frightened of blood, but man, it hurt. And worse still, I missed the Elton John concert I had tickets to that night. That was the worst part of the story.
Mandolin, you get the most amazingly fine
Earrings. Yeah, it makes earrings.
What it means is that when you're someone like me, whose knife skills are okay, but I would never get something as fine as that.
AJ, once again, I would see you with these beautiful earrings, you know, and coconut, you know, shells. Oh my God, it would be amazing. It's amazing with AZ Entertainment. You update your sexy, I should say, settings. So that's great.
I don't think she's got her volume high enough. She's missing quite a bit of her
coconut shells with onions, you know, onion earrings, onion earrings.
Okay, so I think it's terribly important to let your cutlets rest. And over here we tend to eat them a little bit rare.
Okay.
Yeah, so the only way, yeah.
Yes?
Yes,
definitely.
I'm sorry, folks. I have an awful cold. I have drugs, so I have hallucinations. I see some curious things.
And he's French.
Yeah. So, and yeah, there's only one man in the house.
And
okay, so basically, folks, let me just run through. AJ's just done the cutlet. She's seared them on either side, and it's sort of just on the medium rare side. And she's put them aside, covered it with foil to keep them warm while she's doing the salad right now. So let's head back.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to finally, Michelle will do a chiffonade, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to chop up the mint. And it'll be fine enough.
Okay, I'm going to bring up a question right now, AJ.
Yes.
Okay, Namal from Sri Lanka wants to know, which I'm sure a few people are wondering too, why do you season after cooking? What's your reason for it? As you say, there's a raging debate going on about it, but what's your reason for it?
I don't do it all the time. Quite often I season before I cook. But these chops, these cutlets are really baby lamb, and so the flavour of them will be so intense that I just want to slightly enhance it. I don't want it to be overtaken by me wrongly seasoning it before I cook it.
Okay,
I'm
going to throw that question to Brittany, who is Brittany, like me, she's I call myself a cookery teacher. They call her culinary instructor. She also caters. Brittany also caters professionally. So Brittany, tell us, what's your preference?
I season beforehand, especially when I'm doing meats, just because I want the sear to lock in the flavor.
Okay.
You get that crust, and it kind of just sears in the salt, the seasoning. So I sear beforehand.
Okay. Right.
As I said, it's not something I do all the time, but in this instance, I consciously made the decision to do it after.
Sure. Well, all we're doing, as you can see, for those of you guys out in the audience, everyone has his or her own preference, and there is an ongoing debate about whether to season before or after, and whether the searing locks the moisture and the flavor in. Even that is something chefs cannot agree on. So go figure.
Yes, Lynn.
I know. But I mean, with steak, which I find I find a really lovely, robust meat. I'll season before, no question about it. But it's just that the lamb, this is really good lamb, and I just want it to be really sweet.
Sure. So what herb were you doing? Mint? Were you doing mint? You said
mint, and I think it just all marries well together. I'm going to put the recipe up. I'll do that after I finish the show, and you'll find that it's really easy to make. It's absolutely delicious, and I think again with this, I'll just put a bit of salt and pepper on it. I always make a point of using a really good salt. So this is a Murray River salt, but I like a really sort of lovely. It's softer than sea salt, but it's a really good. Use a good quality salt and use a really good quality cracked pepper. That would be my recommendation. The other thing that I think would work very nicely in this is just a few cumin seeds, because we know that the cumin goes beautifully with the lamb.
Yeah.
So now I'll just make a dressing. It's really, really easy. It's always 2/3 oil. So it doesn't matter what proportions you do this in. It's always going to be 2/3 oil. And this oil is just so spectacular. There is nothing done to it except it being pressed. It is absolutely pure. And it's quite spectacular. So it's quite fruity.
Mm-hmm.
Then 1/3 of the pomegranate, which might sound a lot, but it's kind of nice. And then I give it a bit of zing, and you can use whatever vinegar you like. I'm going to use a bit of balsamic.
Okay.
But you could equally use an apple cider, which, given that I'm using apple, might be possibly the way to go. But I don't know. I like the flavour of the balsamic. More complex, I think.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Anything like balsamic.
And then I just tip that over.
That really does look promising.
Oh, look, I'm going to have a great breakfast. It's a funny thing to eat for breakfast. I'm pretty sure it'll be delicious. And I'll just have a little taste. It's really good.
Yeah. We're going to have to trust you. We're going to have to trust you on that.
Yes, you are going to have to trust me. So what I will normally do is just put that in the middle of the plate.
Okay. So you are now going to serve up one portion?
Yeah.
I'm just curious
I'm going to put the 3 cutlets on here.
Okay. How would you?
The reason that I'm going to do that is because they're only little, and you know, smart people don't eat the fat. I, on the other hand, would eat the fat. So, in reality, if I were cooking and serving it for myself, oh, look at that! Look at that lovely juice that's come out.
Great,
yeah.
And you're going to add that on.
Just beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
So what I would probably do, we'll see how they go.
You're bringing up my childhood again.
Annajane,
you're bringing up my childhood. My childhood when I was living in Australia. When I was living in Australia.
I think actually that was what was going through my head as I thought about this dish. I was thinking, Michelle's childhood.
So AJ, let me ask you a question. If you were serving this up for your friends, say you have 4 people to dinner and you were serving that up, what course will this be for, and how many cutlets per person would you be serving? I think that would be an interesting one for us to know.
I probably, if I was serving this up for lunch, I'd probably just serve it as a main meal and just have some cheese afterwards or something.
Yeah, I agree.
I suspect. Or if you were doing it as, just say you wanted to do it as an entree, you could do it with just a little bit of salad and a beautifully carved cutlet beside it. So I'll just show you in here. I've purposely not done it too rare because
yeah, they are rosé. Yeah, great.
because the majority of people don't like it too rare. So now I'm just going to take some season.
We lost Aslin Bloor a while, but she will jump back in. And I would say,
am I back? Am I not back?
She's back.
I'm back.
Right.
She's back.
Well, for me, about the question, Aslin's question, I should take 5 or 6 of these ones on one lunch, but 3 of them should be perfect. What do you think, AJ?
I missed the answer to my question.
Yes. I said for me 5 or 6.
So for you, 5 or 6. AJ, well, actually, I'll just watch the show again later. I don't want to bore the audience.
I'd probably do, in all honesty, I would more than likely do 3 per person.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it were a main meal, Aslin.
Yeah.
But as I've just taken one off to cut it, it will be 2 now.
It would make a good starter too, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And I also would not waste that juice that came out of them. I'd throw that over the top.
Great.
Perfect.
But it's a really simple thing, and it's honestly, it's so yummy. I can't tell you. If you wanted to, you could put some pomegranate seeds on the top. Shall we do that?
Yeah. You know, I am never quite sure about pomegranate seeds because they're just crunchy.
Oh, they're wonderful things. Aslin, I'm very surprised. If you're doing a curry
No,
you do some really good yogurt with pomegranate and roasted cumin through it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I cook with them, but they annoy the living daylights out of me.
Is it opening them that annoys you?
I beg your pardon?
Is it opening them that annoys you?
And biting them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Having to bite into them, you know, it's like,
wow.
You look soft, but you're not.
See, I like that part about them.
Do you? Do you?
I do. That's that little bite that you get from them. I like that.
I do too.
I don't mind that with, oh, the name escapes me. You know the dessert I made, mango mousse with, what topping was that? The small fruit. Passion fruit. Now, I don't mind it. I don't mind passion fruit, but
it's kind of a similar thing.
So you're sprinkling the seeds on.
I am. So I'm going to bring it up so you can have a look.
Yeah.
But what I want people to understand is that you can get an absolute...
Back a little bit. Back, AJ. Back. Go back with it.
Perfect.
That's it.
There we are. Try that. Oh, hang on. Is that good?
Stop. Perfect.
Don't move.
What I want people to understand is that you can get a meal on the table that is healthy and absolutely delicious in no time at all. And it doesn't need to be complex. I think a lot of shows have made it so that people are a little bit afraid to cook because they think that they won't be up to standard. But this, I'm telling you, will tick every box. It's really, really easy.
Fabulous. Great. Great. That was really, really good. It was quick, it was easy, and you know, it looks flavorful as well. And one thing. Go on. You stuff your face. I'll just entertain the crowd for you, shall I? That's it. I just wanted to say something that we didn't say at the start because we wanted to get on with cooking. Is that AJ has her own range of food, pastes and spices, although you won't call them paste because they're dry. I should have had the cans with me. She just sent me 4 cans, and we had kata kata curry, which is a very spicy Fijian curry. Help me out, AJ. What else? What about the other 3?
Oh, there's one called African meat rub, but it can be used as a wet marinade or a dry rub. I use it in salad dressings. It's got a really lovely, it's a very complex flavour, but it's Northwest African. It's closer to Senegal than other things. There's quite a clever little product called Made for Mince, and you literally add the powder to the mince with some water or stock, and you'll get a perfectly balanced Middle Eastern sausage. That's fabulous. And then there's the bolognese, and the bolognese is idiot-proof. I've given it to people who cannot cook, and they've done it backwards, and it works. All you do is put in the meat, the water, the powder, perfectly balanced bolognese.
That's great. That's fantastic.
All it is, Aslan, is I want people not to use the excuse of not having enough time, not to put something really fabulous on the table. And they can do that with the product. And they can do it in record time. And, you know, I've had people use it at dinner parties, and they've said that people have raved about the food. And it just makes life easy. There are no additives, no numbers, nothing nasty in it. So it's just really a help. That's all.
Yeah, it sounds good, because I think that's what you tend to get. You hear that those excuses, people don't have the time, etc., etc. Brittany, how's the wine, the brewery business going?
Very good.
Oh.
My dad brews beer. He just finished drying out all of his hops that he got this year. So I came over there, and he had like 5 cases of beer. I'm like, are you sharing?
Wow.
Put me to work and made me fillet of fish instead. That was it.
That's fantastic. And Michelle, what have you got? What have you got going this week that's exciting?
Oh, thank you for the question. Yes, I'm still in my, sorry, but I won't be serious.
We're here, Michelle. Over here,
Michelle. Shells. I'm still in the coconut shells. So, I wanted to say that we have an event this Thursday, in France, but also with the United States, with Aslan in the UK. We will, I hope so, have Martin Shovington from Brazil and David from Singapore for a special hangout between brands and food bloggers. It is a kind of food blogger and brand digital marketing meeting. So, as you say, Aslan, on one side you have brands, on the other side you have food bloggers. And it will be all about a new business model between these two populations. And we are all consumers, so we're going to talk about this in 30 minutes and meet and greet.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Sounds like
yes.
fun. And AJ,
can I just ask, did anybody have any questions or suggestions about what they'd like to see next?
No, we didn't get that. Right. While we do a quick, if anyone's got a suggestion or a question about what they'd like to see next, hear next, just put it in the event stream, and AJ will pick it up after.
Yes.
And AJ, you're off somewhere tomorrow, I believe.
No, today. I literally finish this, pack, and go to the airport. I'm off to Malaysia and Thailand. And so I'm going to Malacca, which I believe is the original home of spices, so that'll be an interesting thing. I'm also going to have a good look at some food over there, and hopefully I'll come back with some interesting things.
Great, great. That's fantastic. As if you need any help, you did ask, and I tagged someone, didn't I? I tagged Shannon.
Yes.
Yeah. But having said, I was going to do this and I didn't get around to it. So if you've got any questions, again, just tag me. Half my family still lives in Malaysia, so you know, my mom's there, my sisters are there. So if you want to find a good market where they go shopping, let me know, and I'll tell you.
I think for me, being the first time to Kuala Lumpur, what I've done is I know a lawyer over there, and what he's done is he's given me a driver, or he's found me a driver. So I'm going to get somebody who's local and
sounds good.
Very good to take me around to different places. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I suppose if you're going to do it in style. Have a driver, you know.
Absolutely.
Well,
alrighty, folks. So there you have it. The very first episode in Fun, Fabulous Food Down Under with AJ, and we had lamb cutlets with a wonderful. Ooh, help me out here.
A wonderful fennel, red onion, green apple, and mint salad.
Voila.
There we go.
And the other thing is, I will get better at this.
You were perfectly fine. You were fine. You were fine. We enjoyed it. See, I can go off now and cook it, you know, because it was so easy. You don't need a recipe. You just had the salad. The dressing was olive oil, the pomegranate juice, a bit of balsamic vinegar.
I always aim for something that's like a little party in your mouth, and that's what you get.
Yeah, definitely. Righty-ho, we are going to say goodbye because we are just on the half-hour mark. Thank you so much for those who watched us now and who are going to be watching us later. And join us again in 4 weeks for the second episode. And I will be cooking on Simply Singapore next weekend, joining Larry Fanillier with his Hurl in Colorado. So, and then after that, Savor the Flavor will be back from its season break for season 2. So, I hope you all had a good time. It's a goodbye from me, Michelle, AJ, and Brittany. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.